Hey everybody, welcome back to our Kennesaw State Dynasty. We're playing against the Florida International University Panthers this week as an away game after a long home stretch. It's time to go on the road, pack our bags, head to Florida, and see if we can come away with our 7th win of the season. We officially clinched bowl eligibility last week in our 6th win of the season, as we've just been pretty much blowing out just about every team that we've been facing. So, I mean, I am thrilled with how our season has gone so far, and we have a lot of signings for our recruits to keep up that morale. So we have a couple others that are pretty close to committing to our program. We should be able to get a few of them after this game. So let's see if we can go out there and play well. So there is not very many people in this stadium here right now. It looks like at least they're all on the other side. So maybe we just didn't have a lot of fans show up from our side. But we are going to get the ball to about the 20-yard line for Tykeem Wallace on that return, as Tavares Jones, the Heisman leading candidate, is going to come back out of the field. He's been averaging about 250 yards a game, which is absolutely absurd, to be honest. He has just been absolutely balling out so far this season. So we're going to try to continue to lead with him on our offense and see how we can do it. So we're going to try to run the ball on the first play of the game. Get about a yard there. Not too much. Going to see about trying to mix up some of the play calling, as that is going to be a good throw to Christian Moss, as he is going to hold that catch. What a play from Christian Moss. We really need to get him involved more on the team, as he's just an all-out stud, but we just have not had an opportunity to really get him the ball much. We have also been more of a running team this year, which also doesn't help, as Tavares Jones is going to bounce that outside for about 9 yards. On second down, we really want to continue with the ground game here to push our advantage, and we are going to get that first. Tavares Jones just chewing the clock and getting down the field. We're just going to be putting in Juan Kindred now and see if he can use his power to be able to push us a little bit more. So far this season, I mean, oh my goodness, what a move from Juan Kindred to get that first down. Huge power running. We have been playing so well so far that we're actually getting some votes now in the polls. So it'll be interesting. If we win a couple games here in a row, we might actually find ourselves ranked for the first time ever as a coach, as a program in FBS history. This will be our first time being ranked. We can really taste it. It's super close to right now. We just got to continue to play our brand of football, and we can really do that. I think it's time to head to the option play. What do you guys think? Can we get it off? Gets the pitch to Tavares Jones. He's got some speed. Is he just fast enough? Point blank. He's going to fight his way into the end zone. Tavares Jones. Another touchdown for this man. His 17th touchdown of the season. And he is just having himself a career year. He's been absolutely balling out for us, and I am just so glad that he ended up coming to our team from the transfer portal. He was going to end up probably being the backup there at Missouri, so it's a good thing that he ended up coming to our team, as he's going to be the lead role for us. All right, so defensively, I mean, we've been playing really well this season too. We've been pretty sound. We've been allowing some plays, but not a ton of them. Great job there from Sidney Porter. Sidney Porter, one of the guys that's just making a name for himself. He was solid for us last year, ended up losing the starting role so that he could be basically more of a sub linebacker because of Kai Stokes coming in here. But they're just going to torch us over the middle for a nice game. As, I don't know, whenever we play half-man coverage, we just this year just don't have the athletes for it, as they've been just kind of torching us in that coverage. I wish we could end up playing more man, because eventually if we get a little bit better man coverage, we could pretty much lock down some people. But we'll try some man coverage here with them having two guys on the outside. Going to run the ball, and he breaks a tackle. A huge run up the middle as Kai Stokes finally brings down Lawrence, but he gets a nice gain. And that is something we need to stop. We need to get this under control. Their run game cannot be what's dictating the offense and dictating the flow of possessions here, as they are going to just run the ball for Shamari Lawrence up the middle again for another huge gain. Whenever they have all these wide sets, it makes it tough because you want to send guys to the outside to be able to have bodies out there for those quick RPOs. But then they just run the ball up the middle against this weak box, and it's just free real estate all day. So we're going to have to try to see if we can bring some pressure. We'll try maybe a man blitz, see if we can pinch that line a bit, get our guys out to the outside. We chose the wrong outside, and they are going to get about 5 yards for Shamari. We need to find a way to stop this. Let's try a Tampa 2. We'll try some of that. We're going to actually play underneath and press. And they're going to run the ball. It was an excellent opportunity for us to be able to make that tackle. What a stop. So it's 3rd and short. Can we press and play a little bit closer? Oh, no. It is going to be a nice free inside release as he just beats Jericho Washington. Come on, Jericho. You got to be a little bit tighter on that. We'll try to play underneath. It's going to be another run to the running back. We're going to light him up, though. Sidney Porter gets a nice shot on that guy. Don't know if I like that type of play set up there. But, you know, it'll work out as they're just going to run the ball up the middle and get to a 3rd and short. We've got to get something here. Some sort of pressure, some sort of something. We're going to send a bigger blitz and see if that is what we want. Going to send it, and he's just going to be too fast. He broke the tackle, though, and it pushed him back, as we're going to potentially get a stop, as they are going to have to kick a field goal. Shamari broke the tackle. He would have had the first, but instead the broken tackle ended up making him go backwards, and they only get a field goal out of that possession. I mean, we got to be thrilled with allowing only a field goal from that. Oh, man. I was really thinking for sure they were going to be sending that all the way for a touchdown. But hey, we will take that. Good defensive stand. And now it's back on offense for us, as we have been doing pretty good at running and throwing the ball so far today. See if we can get some more yards, as Benyard's going to basically get back to the 16. I feel like that's where we start every single possession. Haven't tried a read option yet today, but we'll see if we can get that one to work, as we are going to hold the ball with the QB and gets about 2 yards. It was a solid choice, but just really not a lot open. Don't know if I like that. I feel like we're going to go with the run here. Run the ball back up the middle, and good shifty moving from Tavares Jones to knife his way up for a 1st down. We'll go right back to the option play. Worked pretty well for us last time. Gets the quick pitch, and he's going to drop it. But Tavares Jones finds a way to only lose 7. Come on, Ethan. You can't do that, my man. Like, you really can't do that. That's such a letdown of a play. That really, really is a momentum killer, especially on the road. Just not ideal. I'm going to throw a quick throw, and Leacock, or no, that was Christian. Christian's going to drop it. Just not much. And we were trying to make it a 3rd and manageable on that quick throw. Just did not work out in our favor. So now it's going to be 3rd and 17. And we are just going to have to take that sack. They came in completely free. And this is going to be a punt. So that's just, it's not ideal. I mean, it could be worse if we would have basically lost that fumble. That would have been very bad, and they would have been in prime position to score a touchdown. So at least now we put ourselves in a position. Great bounce on the punt, though. So put ourselves in a solid position to down them with a 32. Ideally, we can hold them here, but oh, geez, that is just not good. I mean, that's kind of the risk you pay, or you run with whenever you're running the option, because sometimes you get crazy good plays, but then other times it could be a turnover. So it's really the risk versus reward that you want to do. But we'll go back to 2nd down and inches now, as they are going to throw the ball just on a quick flat route, and they get the catch. Beers will get a 1st down as they are going to start their drive. try a little cover 3 here, potentially. Maybe this is going to be enough to be able to stop him. It's not a great run defense, though, which I don't like. It's going to have to be a user play, as they're going to get 3 yards running up the middle. Not as bad as it could have been, but Shamari Lawrence averaging about, what, 7, 8 yards per carry, or no, like 4 yards per carry right now. So, not the worst, but not the best either. Gets back to about 3rd and 5. I feel like we call a little bit of heat here. I don't know if I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Maybe we should not. Let's go back to cover 3. Don't want to be too risky, as they're going to run the ball, and 4th and inches. Huge stand. Absolutely massive stand from the linebackers to be able to put their bodies together and be able to get that stop. Excellent job, as apparently we're going to take this out. I was not trying to take this out, but we are apparently going to take this out, and we get to the 16. I wanted to let that bounce, but I guess not. We are going to take it out. So we'll start this drive at the 16-yard line. Go back to the air. Throws it quick, and we'll just get the 5 yards, and he'll go down. 2nd down now and 5. Going to throw that one quick, also over to Christian Moss, who gets another couple yards and a 1st down, as that has been working pretty good for us so far. We'll try a little fake zone jet here, see if we can get them thinking it's a jet play, and it is not a jet play. We'll go up the middle and get 8 yards. Nice run in there from Tavares. That's going to get us to the end of the 1st quarter, 7-3 in a much lower scoring game here in Florida. Still averaging 11 yards a carry. He's been averaging 12 yards a carry for this season, which is absolutely insane for halfway through the season at this point. But here we go, 2nd down and 2. Gonna throw it also quick over the middle to Blake Bohannon, and he'll get a couple yards in a 1st down carry for us. So that is excellent. We'll go back to a little read option play again. The last one wasn't too bad. See if we can run that one up the middle, and he gets basically just back to the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Have not tried a play action fake in a while. Kind of wondering how this one will work. It kind of looks like we're doing a quick blitz though, so can I get something fast in case they are blitzing? And just gonna have to run with it and just dump it off, because we were having some serious pressure. They were all directly in his face, and he was barely able to get that pass away. Good job from Ethan Vasco to not make it worse. 3rd down now. It is a blitz. Oh, that could be bad, and it's going to get picked. Excellent, excellent play. That's just a terrible throw. He was really playing outside leverage the whole time, and oh, yep. Just not what you want to see on that one, for sure. We were hoping that we were going to get some better outside play on that out route, but we did not. The corner had an excellent play, and it's a good pick for them. So they're going to start in pretty great field position as Ethan Vasco throws his 4th pick of the season. So he's at a 16-4 touchdown to interception ratio, which is not bad. It's not actually that bad. It's just some of those picks have been really, really bad picks. So we need to clean that up for absolute certain. So it's going to be 3rd and 7. Going to send some pressure on him. See if we can get a quick throw out. We do get one. What a catch. What a catch. He got leveled from Jam Warren, but he's going to hold on to that and make a huge play. So they are driving down the field then. Florida International trying to get some points up to take the lead, as they're going to run and get a huge gain in a 1st down. Shamari Lawrence getting a huge, huge play. We really have had a tough time stopping this guy, as he's going to get another carry for another 10 yards up the middle. What do we got to do to stop this man? Pretty much trying to exclusively call cover 4 at this point, because I don't even know what else we even have for it. As it's going to run, and that's a huge stop. Milo Fox just getting in the backfield and getting the stop. Excellent job, Milo. See if we can continue the same thing, as it's going to be another run. He's going to try to go to the outside, and it's going to be a stop. Baron Hobson did not make the tackle, but he was there enough to be able to keep him from getting the first down. As it's going to be a 4th down and field goal situation. The kick is up, and it is good. They definitely don't have a lot of power on that kicker, though, because it wasn't really a very far kick, and he didn't have a lot of leg on it. But they will get the points, and it's 7-6. So the turnover from Ethan Vasco ending up to be pretty important, as they're going to get points off of it. And we are going to start again on offense, really needing some points. Absolutely needing some points. We're going to see if we can go back to our Power O game. Back to the train as we try to drive down the field. And we are going to get a run. And Jones almost able to cut upfield. If he was able to hit that cut a little faster, that could have been absolutely money. Looking like potentially cover 4 again here. We'll see what it is. As it's going to be a quick throw and catch to Nathan Leacock, who gets the first down. We're going to see. I really want this off tackle play to work. I like the opportunity here from it. But just so far it hasn't worked, as we're going to lose another yard. Just not the play so far, as it's going to bring up a 2nd down and long. Try to go back to the stretch. Run the ball off. They have some speed there, but not enough for Tavares, as he's going to break a tackle and get a nice 15-yard carry. And he's all the way down for another first down. We got to go back to the option. We can't just ignore it completely. We'll try it here with Tavares instead. It's not Tavares, with Juan Kindred, and he's going to the outside. Juan Kindred has a block, and he's all the way in for the touchdown. Juan Kindred showing that he is the one to score the touchdown, as we're going to go up by another 7. The extra point is up, and it is good, and it is 14-6 Kennesaw State over Florida International. So the Panthers will be trying to score. It's still technically a 1-possession game. They only have to get a 2-point conversion to put this game back even. And we'll see what they have on offenses. They have just been running the ball down our throats pretty much all game. And that is just not what you want to see from a defensive standpoint. We're going to try to go pretty heavy set. They're going to apparently try to throw it and play action fake. And he gets just absolutely nailed by Mylao Fox. To be honest, though, how about Mylao Fox? I mean, I feel like he has been making some excellent strides the last few weeks. He started off the season a little slow, just kind of getting some tackles, maybe a TFL here and there, but he's been really turning into a game wrecker lately. I don't know if you guys also worry with that, but I feel like he has been making himself known as of the last few weeks as one of the proud members of this defense. As he's still a freshman, it's an early season progression for him already. He's going to continue to get better and better, as we are going to make that tackle. Excellent job from the defense to stay disciplined and hold them to a punt. So a great 3-and-out for us, and Ty Keem will have a chance to return. He's going to break a tackle and then just basically get dogpiled on at about the 40-yard line. So now we're back on offense now, as there's just not much going on here, as we're just going to try to run the ball up. He's going to end up getting a yard. We just had to basically scramble. There really wasn't anybody open on that play. It's not ideal by any means, but we'll see if we can run the ball. Let's try to do a little bit more game management here. Try to chew a little bit of clock. I don't necessarily want to get this completely out, because we're probably not going to be able to drain this to nothing. But if we can at least hike it between 15 and 20 seconds for each one of them, it should be pretty solid. As Tavares Jones is going to get a nice spin move. He cuts upfield for about 10 yards on the carries. He's almost to 100 yards already here at the, not even at the half yet. So just over 3 minutes remaining in this quarter. We're going to try another read option. And that is just absolutely blown up. Their D tackle just absolutely smoked our center. Brian Haybeck really got outplayed on that one. And it is a 2nd and long. Haven't tried a halfback screen yet today, but we'll try it. as we're going to get some nice blocks, and Tavares Jones has a chance. Spins upfield, and he breaks a tackle down to the 25-yard line. Unfortunate that he got out of bounds, but I didn't want to take a massive shot after that big run play, so we're just going to take the out of bounds. The clock does continue to run still outside of that 2 minutes, and we're in a pretty good position here to be able to put up some more points before the half. Let's see what happens. It looks like this is zone coverage, so we should be free to be able to move Bohannon over. Actually pretty great now. We'll have an extra blocker on that side. And we'll go ahead and snap that one. And Benyard is not quite quick enough. We're going to end up losing some yards. Not the best decision there. So we're going to turn on shoot clock and just get this thing to the the 2-minute warning. And it is the 2-minute warning. Now here in Florida, see what we get. An opportunity. He's going to throw a good pass to Connor Finer. Connor's going to get a nice back juke, and he breaks a tackle into the 1st and goal territory. Connor Finer making some plays. So glad we ended up changing him from a wide receiver to a tight end. He has been absolutely fantastic for us. We're going to see what we get here on 1st and goal. Going to throw it. It's open for a touchdown for Nathan Leacock. And he's going to get his next score of the season. I want to say he had 5. That, I think, is his 6th touchdown of the season. As we're up 21-6. I don't know if we really should have passed the ball there. Coach suggestions told us we should do that, so that's really offensive coordinator decision. But we're trying to put up some more plays in this game. We don't want to be calling the same plays over and over again, so we're going to try to have some continued diversity, because everybody enjoys that. You know, everyone wants to see some more plays. We don't want to see the same plays over and over again. So we're going to try to mix it up a little bit, let the coach, the offensive coordinator, pick some of these plays. And, yeah. So they're going to throw the ball, and that's just fantastic. A good play over the middle, a huge gash over the cover 3 defense, as that is just not ideal. And why is Baron Hobson covering him? I don't like this already, as they're probably going to run the ball, and we're not going to have anybody in this box. Okay, at least they didn't. But that's completely wide open, and it's a touchdown. Jordan Young got demolished on the man coverage, and that's a touchdown for FIU. That's a quick touchdown, too. Ross Fournette just destroying our outside corner. I'm so looking forward to being able to have some better corners on the outside who can more lock it up out there, as we just have not had that so far in this entire dynasty, and we still don't have it now. So 21-13 here, a minute left. I mean, they left us enough time. We can still do something special here on offense. Tykeem's going to get us to the 23. OC wants us to go completely 4 verts right out the gate. Not sure how I feel about it, but it looks like they're in a cover 0 potentially here. As they... Oh, he's going to overthrow him. He's going to overthrow him. He had speed on him, but just not there enough. As it's going to be 2nd down and 10. They are really blitzing. They're really sending a lot of pressure here. I don't know about that. But, going to throw it, and that's just a bad pass, too. Nobody open, and I mean nobody open. I don't know. I feel like the play here is go option, because the option could work fantastic and pick us up a huge gain, or it could fail miserably. And, looks like it might be the better one. No, it's not. Juan Kindred missed his block, or it could have been probably a touchdown. Because that is probably about the worst of all case scenario right there. That is the worst, as we are going to have to punt this off. And they still have plenty of time to get down the field. We need to hope that bounces. And it does bounce. Excellent. Excellent. We can get that to bounce to about the 15-yard line. Perfect. They're going 4 wide, so we got to go back to this. I guess we'll go with our palms look. So far, zone coverage has really been the only thing that's been working, but FIU's been moving the ball pretty well against our team. And that is going to be a complete pass. No, 19. Ross Fournette just really owning us today. Another gun bunch wide setup. So We're going to pass commit this time, expecting it to be a pass. And that is right at Jordan Young, and he is going to get another completion. Going to go with this again. We're going to go with shade in or shade outside on that coverage. Oh, well, he had a guy over the middle, but he did not see him as they just throw that one out. So, hey, I mean, we'll take that again, but we're going to go back to our shade outside defense. We want to funnel them towards the inside where our user is. And they're going to try to go outside again. Just nothing there. Another third down setup. We'll go back to that again. We're going to keep trying that same thing. It's been working for us pretty well so far, as they are going to just throw the ball out of bounds 3 plays in a row, basically. Just nothing open. And so they're going to punt the ball. I mean, we're not going to really have an opportunity to do anything. We're probably just going to run the ball and go to the half up points. But we might get a chance to return and see what happens. But, yeah, we'll just return and he'll step out of bounds, and we will go into the locker room up by 8. In a little bit closer of a game than we anticipated. Tavares Jones, though, we need to continue to lean on him. He's averaging 8 yards a carry, up at 96 yards and a touchdown on the day for him. He's been our workhorse, and we need to keep getting him the ball. We had a bad fumbling mishap with Ethan Vasco early on in the first half, and that really messed up our momentum a little bit. We just weren't driving the ball as well after that, so we really need to clean that up. And like I just said, though, earlier, it's one of the risks you run with running an option-style offense. Those option plays can make you some huge gains, but they can also bring a lot of pain as well. So here we are starting off the second half. They are starting with the ball, and it is a play-action fake over the middle. Gets a nice gain of about 20 yards over the middle. Just another good play for them. So we'll try to mix it up and do a little bit more man coverage. I want to get us to be able to play some man. I feel like man could be fine for us, but that's going to be a big sack. Donovan Westmoreland getting his 5th sack of the season. He's up to 5.5. Our team leading sack man. And it's 2nd down and long now after that play. Excellent job for him. They're going to run the ball off, and he's just having a day. Their blocking has been holding our guys in check. Like, we really are having a tough time sticking with them whenever they run the ball. And they're going to get... Is that a sack? I don't know if that was considered a sack. It didn't come up with any of the stats afterward. It looked like he dropped the ball. Could have been incomplete. It could have been a sack. Whatever it was a great play for us, as we're going to get the ball back. Hakeem didn't get much of anything, though. So I looked it up. It did not count as a sack. It must have just been an incomplete pass or a tackle. But either way, we'll get that ball back. Their stadium pulse starting to heat up a little bit. I don't like that. We'll run up the middle for about 4 yards. We'll get into his 100 yards on the day. As that is yet another one for us. Oh, it looks like they want us to run that option. Well, I don't know if I want to do that. This does not look like a good option play here. This looks like more of a halfback dive. There's too many guys out wide that I don't like the look of that. And, yeah, we'll just go right up the middle and get that first down. So good play setup for us. I want to try this PA boot wheel. It's one of those plays that looked really, really good for us. We just didn't have the blocking to get it off earlier. As we are going to run the ball and get a first, or not run the ball, we're going to pass the ball. I don't know what I'm saying. But Connor Feiner gets a nice catch on the flat route. And Ethan Vasco has completed his 100th pass of the season. One thing, though, I have a little thing to talk about, though. I was looking at our records for Kennesaw State for career, and apparently since Ethan Vasco transferred to our program, all of his stats for his collegiate career came with him. So he is now apparently our passing yards and passing touchdowns career leader. And I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I don't agree with it. And that's just such a good play from Tavares Jones, as he's going to get like 20-some yards and a first down for the Heisman leader. But yeah, I feel like Ethan Vasco should not have the career. I think it should be career with that team, not just career ever. I feel like that's not accurate, because we're just going to run into the back of the lineman. But I want you guys to let me know what you think. Like, do you think that it should be just straight up career, or should it be your career on that team? Like, I feel like career on the team is a more accurate mark for being in the Kennesaw State career leader whenever you played 1 year for us. You know, it just doesn't feel right, but maybe that's just me. You guys have to let me know what you think, because we're going to get that first down carry with Tavares Jones. Excellent, excellent job. So we're going to go back to the passing game. Ooh, I like this setup. If Christian Moss can get kind of a free release here, this could be great. This could be great, as we are not going to. Ethan Vasco is fast enough, though, to get away from it, and he's going to get all the way. He fumbles the ball. He fumbled the ball to the back of the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way, Ethan. He gets right here. Oh, no. I feel like he steps out. I feel like he steps out of bounds. I feel like I can... I feel like we can challenge that. I don't want to challenge if it's a fumble. I want to challenge where the fumble happened. Let's see. If they're challenging if it's a fumble, I don't know if it's going to stand. But he did put his foot out of bounds pretty close to there. So we'll see what happens. And apparently it's going to, yeah, it's apparently going to be a touchback. And they're going to get the ball. Just unbelievably unlucky, as they have the ball at the 20-yard line. That is insane. Ethan Vasco fumbles for the second time in the game, and that could cost us. That is a big, big fumble. And, I mean, yeah, we probably could have just thrown the ball away, but we had a touchdown. He was just fast enough to get to the outside and be able to make a play on it, and it was a great play. He just was not able to push his way into the end zone. So defensively, we need to make a stand, as they are going to do play action and throw the ball right past Sidney Porter. And it's going to be a huge gain from Kyon Jenkins. Oh my, insane. From the quarterback, he threw that just on the outstretched hand of our defensive back, and they are in threatening territory. Gonna do an RPO here, but they run the ball off and get about a yard. Baron Hobson making the tackle. We gotta do something here, boys. We gotta stand tall. Just around 3 minutes left in the third quarter, as Baron Hobson gets another fantastic tackle. He has been really, really good for us today. We're going to pass commit. There's no one in the backfield. It's just the QB. And they are going to throw the ball deep to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. A touchdown for Florida International over Jericho Washington. And this game is 2 points away from being tied. Ethan Vasco alone has given FIU 10 points at this point. Maybe even 11 if they end up going for 2. But a fantastic throw from the QB just to throw it right over Jericho Washington. That's the only problem with Jericho, is he's not a super fast guy. And that makes it kind of a pain for us to be able to do anything to help him out here. So we're going to go with some Tampa 2. It's going to be a run up the middle. We weren't expecting that. Great play call. And they get the 2-point conversion. It's all tied up halfway through the third quarter. This Tykeem's going to get another chance to return this, and we get just to the 22. Not much there, but we need to get a drive going today here. We got those 21 points here at the first half, and we have been ice cold since. I mean, we drove down the field pretty well in that last one, but what a play. What a move from Tavares Jones. 1st and 10. Try to see sending Leacock a little bit deeper. Can throw it to a quick pass to Connor Feiner. Gets about 7 yards. Good play. So we'll get back to the stretch runs. Don't really want to chew clock anymore. I got to make sure I turn that off because I will forget, knowing me. And Tavares Jones does not get much. Just basically back to the line of scrimmage. Okay, good. The chew clock was off. I think our move here at this point is to go with the mesh play and see if we can just get off a quick pass. As it is 3rd and short. They might be sending some pressure here. And that is, he's got a man. And he does not do it. It was not the greatest pass, and just great play by the safety there to stay in front of it because he had the corner beat at first. But here we go. Going to be punting this one away. And that is not a great punt. Did not angle that quite well as we punt it off to the 31-yard line. As it is FIU ball again. Back to our zone coverage on 1st and 10. Going to run the ball off to Lawrence. I mean, this guy's had the ball, 24 attempts. Like, they have been hounding this guy all day long. He has really been a workhorse for them. As it's 2nd down now. Going to run the ball. It's a fake. And they throw that thing deep. And it's going to be intercepted for Jericho Washington. He's got some space. Can he get a big return? He is not fast enough, but Donovan Westmoreland's down, and that is not a good injury for us. But a huge interception from Jericho Washington. Can we get a replay? No, we can't get a replay. I think the injury timeout must have got rid of our replay. But Jericho Washington, if you saw that on the top corner, excellent job from him. Let's see if we can get a jet touch pass. See if we can get Moss in motion, get him the ball in space. And that is going to be a good run for Christian Moss. So after the nice gain from Christian Moss, we're going to go right back to the ground and get the first for Tavares Jones. Something we have not tried in a little bit, one of these read option plays. So we'll try to knife our way up the middle, gets only about 2 yards. Nothing really spectacular there, so we'll see what we can do. I feel like we got to go back to a screen. These running back screens have been quite effective for us this year, as we're going to barely get that one off, but Tavares has a lot of speed, gets a spin move, and he's going to get all the way down into enemy territory after the huge pickup on the screen. I don't know why the FIU fans are cheering for that, but, you know, we'll take whatever we can get. Ethan Vasco must have got rocked on that play, though, because he is now being worn down pretty good from injury potential. So, as we're just going to run the ball 2-1. Kindred get about a yard. So 2nd down now and 9. Throws it quick off to Connor Feiner. Gets to about 3rd and inches as we're going to end that 3rd quarter. So this one is a tight game. Tied at 21 apiece. Looking at the top 25 rankings, like I said a little earlier in the season, we're getting some votes. We're getting closer and closer to our first ever top 25 vote. What do you guys think? If we pull this win off, is this the week that we can be ranked for the first time? That would be pretty awesome to see. Hey, look at that. 1 quarter later, Ethan Vasco back into the light green instead of the yellow, and Tavares Jones is going to get a good carry up the middle, and he's up over 150 yards on the day, as it is 1st and goal. Looks like zone coverage again. I don't know if Bohannon or Moss are a better blocker, but we'll put one of them over here in motion, and Tavares will find some space. He's still on top of the pile, and it's 2nd and goal. I feel like he took a massive amount of damage there at the last second, and I don't really like that. Well, Jones is still in there. I'm going to move that to the other side and maybe motion block Moss over. Motion block him there, and it's a fumble. But what? So the snap was bad timing, first off. But the snap hits Christian Moss, right? It clearly hits Christian Moss. Then Christian Moss goes to pick it up, and all of a sudden snaps it right back to Tavares Jones. Snaps it right back to him, and we lose yards. I think if Christian Moss picks up that ball, like, not that it's a score, but I mean, right to the right side, there's nobody there. There's literally nobody there if he picks that thing up. So, yeah, that's not ideal. Not ideal by any means. I think we go back to a mesh here. I think we need to do something safe. And, yeah. So, let's just do something safe. We've had a lot of weird things happen in this game. Basically keeping the game way closer than it needs to be. As we'll have a nice pass to Christian Moss, and he is in for a touchdown. Great throw from Ethan Vasco, as we are going to put up a touchdown on the board. The extra point is up, and it is through. So under 7 minutes left. We got a nice 70-yard drive, putting up 7, and we are now up. Defense needs to make a stand. I want to know why the stands behind them are completely empty. I want to know who is supposed to be sitting there. Why is it so full everywhere else, but not in the stands behind them? Are those stands under construction? Like, what is the reasoning for why your stands are so empty over there? So they're going to run the ball. And Baron Hobson gets his tackle broken, which is not ideal, but they're going to end up losing 2 anyway. Great defensive stand from our boys. And we need to keep up that intense playing, as they are going to play action. Can you throw it? And he's going to get sacked. We were hoping for a throw because it probably could have been a pick, but Mylau Fox is going to get in there for the sack. Huge play from Mylau Fox. I want to see if we can see a replay on that. Did he get in just like completely free? No, he just demolished their tackle and really came in there strong. I hope he gets that full sack, but I think they gave him a half sack on it. It's 3rd and 22 now, so we're going to definitely put ourselves in a pass commit situation at this point. It is a screen pass to the running back. We see it enough to be able to put a stop to it, and it's going to be a punt situation here on 4th down. So they'll get 10 yards out of it, but it's not enough for the stop. Good defensive stand, and it's time for Tykeem Wallace to get a return, as he is going to have some speed to the outside. Is he fast enough? He's going to get to the outside, and Tykeem Wallace is going to get a kick return, a punt return rather, for a touchdown, and we are going to go up by 14 points here with 5.5 to go, as we're up 35-21. That was an insane play from the special teams unit, because that could really put this game out of reach. Going up 2 scores late like that puts a lot of pressure on this offense of Florida International. They're going to have to do something, and something quick. So I think we try to switch it up. I think we try to go man coverage. And I think we got to play the running back because we got to have more of a rush. And so we'll try to fake go in a little bit. And they're going to throw the ball deep. Can we get a pick out of this? And it's just knocked down from Jordan Young, as they're not going to hook up on that one. Coming in a full house formation. This has got to be a pass. There's no way that this is a run. And they are going to go play action, which is what we thought, but unbelievable. Jordan Young just had a great play and then has a terrible one to back it up right afterward. Just, oh, so unlucky. Not what you want to see. And they are going to run the ball. Oh, that's wide open. Kai Stokes took a terrible angle, and they're just going to run right up the middle for a huge gain. They got 4 wide receivers set now. 2nd and 1. Gonna send some pressure. We need to get this guy in the backfield. We do! Tylen Dunlap goes down too. Man, we're losing the whole defensive line this week, as another guy goes down, our D tackle. And, yeah, that's not ideal. They're going a little heavier set, so we're going to have to bring in some of the big dogs, some of the linebackers. We're going to really crowd that box, send some of these guys in just in case. And 3rd and 2. Going to run the ball, and what a play. Donovan Westmoreland. He is going to die. Oh my gosh. He needs to come out of this game right now. All right, so after taking him out of the play, looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. That's not what we wanted to do, and it's going to be a touchdown. We ended up getting stuck on Jordan Young. He already needs enough help as it is, and they just completely torch him for another massive touchdown. 19. I think that was Ross. He is just the boss, apparently. He is just going crazy on our corners this week, as it is a 7-point game. We're assuming onside. They don't go onside. Okay, well, apparently we're not doing onside yet. They think that their defense is going to be able to hold them. And I mean, their defense has done okay against our team. But that is going to be a nice return from Benefield. Gets a nut, or Benyard. Michael's not on the roster. Benyard gets a nice game. So here we go. We got to continue to play our offense. We got to put up points, though. If we can put up points in this game, we could really put a lot of pressure on them. And we're going to get a nice gain up the middle for 4 yards. Tavares Jones, unlucky, but I think we're going to have to take him out. He has a medium risk. It is not worth us losing him. And I feel like we've been running the ball just fine with some of these backups. So we're going to end up putting in Juan Kindred as the main rusher. And I think he's also... Who's 3rd down? Yeah, 3rd down we'll put in Benyard because he's technically better anyway. And power back, he wasn't in there. Okay, that'll work. OC really wants us to go triple option. I feel like triple option right now, not the move. Not the move to go triple option. Does not sound smart for us. 1 turnover just immediately changes the tide of this game, especially deep, like pretty deep in our own territory. I mean, we're literally at the 35-yard line. It's not a place that we want to be messing around with. So good run. Oh gosh, but Juan Kindred just getting absolutely hit a bunch of times. So it's going to be 3rd down. It's going to be a big, very important 3rd down. 3rd and 4. We need some quick. It's an incomplete pass. He overthrew him, and he was absolutely wide open. Ethan Vasco absolutely... I don't know if he's the one throwing this game, but it doesn't look like it's good right now, because that was a wide open underneath route, and he just absolutely missed him. Unbelievable. Absolutely missed him. Well, back to defense again. They've got under 4 minutes. They can run their regular offense. They really don't need to do anything different here as we get a nice hit. Aaron Hobson laying a huge hit on him. He had 29 rushes in this game. That's actually crazy. He's been getting the ball so much, and that's not even in the pass game. This guy's probably had 30, 35 touches. Easy. Since this game started. That's a deep throw. And Jericho Washington's going to get another interception. This is a huge potential play. Jericho Washington will break a tackle, and he gets all the way back to the 30-yard line. A huge play from the defense, as that is a lapse of judgment from the offense, as the Surrender Cobras are going up here in Florida. Jericho Washington gets the pick. He's putting up the owl eyes. Can this be the sealer? Can we get a replay? I want to see Jericho's pick. Just another one that he tried to beat deep and just didn't get enough air under it and just couldn't get the complete pass. So here we go. Benyard getting the ball with a chance to put this game away. We're going for sure chew clock on this one. Gotta do chew clock. At least need to get this thing under 2 minutes. By the end of this drive, ideally we run this whole thing out. And that's a good run up the middle, and somebody needs to get out of my way. Gabriel Benyard just literally getting in our way so badly on that one. Well, we'll see what we can do on this one, but it's 3rd down. And that is going to be a good find to Connor Finer, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds. I don't know if it was quite out of bounds, but he gets knocked down after a huge pickup. That was a great find from Ethan Vasco to be able to hit Connor Finer for that 1st down. Setting us up in great territory as Juan Kindred is going to get in for a touchdown. And we are going back up by 2 scores. So that was a little bit too quick. But we get the touchdown and go back up again. So 2 interceptions on the day for Jericho Washington have really set us apart here in this game. And that could be another pick, and Therese Hamilton just knocks it down. An interception ends this game right now. Oh, I mean, at least we got the deflection, but still, that could have been so much better. And we'll see what happens, as that is going to be, what a catch. He breaks a tackle, and he's all the way across midfield. Oh my goodness, he just threaded the needle there. We almost had an interception with our linebacker there. But he was able to squeeze that pass in perfectly. Oh, wow, another pass just literally right behind Sidney Porter. You can't get any closer to Sidney Porter than that pass. Absolutely crazy. We're going to try to press outside this time so we can kind of funnel everybody towards the middle. That one is almost intercepted. Therese Hamilton gets another deflection. Right now, our man coverage is doing a lot better. So we'll keep the same thing going here. The little press outside. Look. And that is just going to be thrown out of bounds. Nobody open. Excellent coverage. I think we need to switch it up and do something a little bit different. We're going to do this double wide receiver 2. I think that could be a potentially solid play. We'll go pass commit for sure. We want to go outside, funnel everybody inside. And that's a good pass. That's a great pass, and it's a touchdown. He destroyed Therese Hamilton. Really trying to pick on Therese Hamilton today, as he just threw 3 passes to Therese Hamilton in the last, 4 plays. And, yeah, one of them we couldn't stick with. So that is just a touchdown. And they have 35 points here on offense. Going for the onside kick, we need to get the ball. Come on, guys. Catch the ball. That's what we need to do right here. Good job. Just fall on it. Fall on it. Perfect. All right. So we should just be a couple runs away from being able to ice this. We got to get a first down. It's got to be the move. We get 1 first down. We should be able to effectively end this game. And Kindred is going to run up the middle. Gets basically a yard. Not much else, as they call their their second timeout. Go back to the train as we chew some clock. Hope you like that one. Probably gonna unsubscribe for that, but you know what? We lose some yards, and that's what we wanted. So okay, 3rd down. Do we run the ball? I feel like we run the ball. If we run the ball, we're not gonna get the first for sure. But we will get the clock significantly down. And potentially get the first. We basically just get back to the line of scrimmage. But in that sense, we can run the ball pretty much all the way down. Do we have a punt? Or do we have a field goal from this? 58 yards. 87 power. Yeah, apparently we're still 9 yards away. So we can't do that. But we can punt the ball. That's what we've been good at today. Not really good at, because we've been terrible at punting the ball today. But you know what? We're going to try. Yeah, we're going to try. So let's see what happens. Gonna punt that one off. Oh, did we do it? Oh, we might have done it. Oh, we did it at the 2. Let's go. What a punt. What a punt. All right, we go with a cover 3. Or we go with a blitz cover 3, look. Because we want to be there quick. And that is, oh no, what a catch. And the receiver's going to break a couple tackles. They don't have really anything though. We go cover 2 man, and I think we play over the top. We pass commit. We do everything we need to there. As they're just going to spike the ball. All right, play over the top, play our man coverage. We play back. We might actually even give cushion. A field goal doesn't matter. Like, a field goal doesn't do anything for us or them. Like, it helps us win. So, it's going to be a sack. I don't know who that was, but that's a big sack, and they're not going to get that they're not going to get it off. There's no way they get that off. That is going to end it. A huge sack to just end the game. Massive play from the defensive line as we're going to pull off the win here on the road, 42-35, as we're rolling on to 7-0. in play, as we have another 167 yards on the ground for Tavares Jones. One of his worst games of the season, but still, hey, 167 yards is no joke any day of the week, as that's another great play for us, as he's going to be inching closer and closer to almost 1,800 yards on the season. Yeah, if I do my math right, something like that. Somewhere between 1,700 and 1,800 yards. I mean, hey, he's getting closer and closer to 2K. When is he going to do it? Do you think he's going to do it in the upcoming game? Next week, does he hit 2,000 rushing yards? He might. Player stats-wise, we're looking at here. We'll go over and look at Ethan Vasco. 18 for 25. Gets that 214, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Terrible interception, but the 2 touchdowns were pretty solid, and he's been having a pretty solid completion percentage all year. I think he's been averaging like 70-something completion percentage. He's been pretty solid in that respect. Tavares Jones, we already went over his crazy stat line. Vaughn Kindred came in well and played 11 rushes for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ethan Vasco even had 23 yards rushing on the ground, but he fumbled twice. Could have had a touchdown, but he fumbled. Connor Feiner, again, leading our team in receiving yards. I think he is our leading receiver this year, which is kind of crazy. And Tavares Jones second there at 65. 2 touchdowns, 1 each for Christian Moss and Nathan Leacox. They both had about 20 yards. And defensively, decent amount of tackles. I mean, Sidney Porter having 12 tackles, 2 TFLs. Baron Hobson having 10 and a TFL. A couple TFLs here for Jam Warren, 3 of them. Donovan Westmoreland had 3 of them. And like I said earlier, Milo Fox really coming on strong here towards the second half of the season. 2 TFLs and a half a sack. Donovan Westmoreland ends up with a sack and a half. 2 interceptions for Jericho Washington, both clutch interceptions. Therese Hamilton gets those 2 pass deflections. Jordan Young has 1. Therese gave up a touchdown. Jordan Young gave up a touchdown. Some of those guys couldn't quite do it with the touchdowns they were giving up. But overall, you know, hey, we got the win, and that's what matters. And we're going to come back home next week. And we also got some points for our coach because we leveled up after that game, so that is solid for us. I think probably our best bet is kind of to max out tier 3 for both our defensive backs and our wide receivers / tight ends. That's going to help us out a lot, get us our tier 3 bonus on pretty much most of these positions. Then we can start working on linebackers over here. So we'll go ahead and get our always be Cruton for both those 2 positions. Helps us get our 65 points for everybody. And just a couple more upgrades away, and then we're going to start working on some of these other tiers. We're trying to open up this architect tier. We need to get some rivalry wins, though. We're 3 away from it. Apparently, the Georgia State game that we played was considered a rivalry game, so that win helped us get 1 out of 4. So we'll see if we'll continue to get some more of them here. But Motivator is probably the next tier we're going to be jumping into, so we can start getting these guys to keep upgrading well and fast. And look at that. Dylan Griggs, the 4-star cornerback, has committed to Kennesaw State, and Marco Davis also commits to Kennesaw State. Let's go. 2 more 4-stars joining the squad. We have a corner now, finally. And Ethan Vasco and Nathan Leacock still wanting to transfer away, which is unfortunate, but we'll see if we can hopefully salvage them towards the end of the season. We only have 5 games left to do it in. Gonna go back and look at this top 25 list. Looking down at all these teams here, Tulane undefeated, which is pretty interesting. Florida State only has played 6 games to this point, which is also kind of interesting, as they're sitting there at number 14 in the country. Illinois is up here. BYU. Ohio State having a rough season, sitting at 4-3. Wow. Notre Dame down to 6-3 also. I mean, we got to be getting pretty close here to jumping into some of these rankings. Looks like, yeah, we're receiving the most votes here in the media poll at 145. Coaches poll looks like we're gaining the 3rd most points. So some people think that we should be ranked. So maybe next week, maybe if we win this game here against Mid-Tennessee State, it might give us the nod to push us forward at 8-0 to be able to jump into the top 25 for the first time, which would be really awesome to see. We're going to look at our Heisman watch. 2 looks like Tavares Jones has dropped down to 2nd in the Heisman, only having 167 yards. And I say only. He still had 65 through the air also. but just not enough to be able to beat this. Wow, yeah, though. 387 yards, 6 passing touchdowns, 24 on the ground, and a rushing touchdown. This guy had 7 touchdowns and only had 4 incompletions. And it was against Tennessee. Like, that was against a good opponent. So, yeah, that's tough to beat. That's tough to beat. I mean, they even have a wide receiver in here, too. So, guys, looking at recruiting again, here's some of the commits that we have. But we just got Dylan Griggs and Marco Davis. So, adding a little bit more to the offensive line. Our second offensive lineman. And adding in another defensive back. So, now we have a free safety and a corner from this class with a linebacker as well. So, rounding out this class pretty solid. I just said we had a free safety. But, I mean, we're actually going to have a free safety because this guy's just about to commit. No way Justice Evers does not commit at this point. This is our visit week 2, week 10 against Mid-Tennessee State. So getting that win would be huge. But either way, he should commit to our program next week. Over here, this is the other guy coming to the same visit, Clay. He is coming as a middle linebacker. He's an athletic player, so he probably could play multiple different positions. But he is listed as a middle linebacker. But we're just about to enter the top 3 stage for him, and it's our visit week. So ideally, I mean, we should put ourselves in a pretty solid position to be able to sign this guy after this week as well. Center Kiki over here, Ozungwu. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that last name, but we're about to hit that top 3 stage as well with him. I don't even think we need a visit at this point. We're just going to be maxing hours, putting 65 on him, just so that none of these other 5-star pipeline schools get a idea to come in and try to swoop this prospect. We're just going to clean him up real fast. We have the hours to do it. Let's just get him signed. Same over here, Emmett Banks. This one's going to be a little bit of a battle. I maxed this out to 65 points for it because Florida is pushing, so we should get more points. We were only putting 50 on him before. The problem is we just don't know all his deal breakers. I only have one deal breaker I know. Only have one motivation I know because of the deal breaker. So proximity to home is his only one that I know of. It could still be like 2 or 3 others, so I need to just send everything and try to get as much info as possible because I need to start hard selling this guy since Florida is getting such a good boost. But they only have a 2-star pipeline, and I still have a week 13 visit I could throw onto him if we were to end up getting some pretty good points for his interests. And if I have a pretty good hard sell, I might think about throwing that week 13 and see if we can get him. It's just, I don't know if it's going to even make it to week 13. He's either going to sign to Florida at like week 12, or he'll barely make it to week 13. It just depends on how far we're behind. Because if we're as far behind as we are right now, even next week, it's probably worth just dropping him because there's no way I'm going to catch that lead up. Tevin Sheets, though, we just started going after him not long ago. We're going to max out our 65 points on him, try to get to the top 5 in enough time to be able to get that week 13 visit. I think that would be really smart choice of use of my hours with him, since that would basically eliminate Virginia Tech's opportunity to even get a visit scheduled and put us in a great position. So Virginia Tech's barely putting any points into him, so I should be passing them in the upcoming week. Easton Volk, I'm going to end up dropping him off the list. Everyone wasn't going super hard on him, so I jumped him back on the board to see if I could maybe squeak in there at the end. But as soon as I jumped in there, I threw 10 points on him last week. That's all that we gained from just 10 points. It looks like they must be sending crazy amounts of points towards him. They have a week 12 visit at Wake Forest, and some of these other schools just have way better pipelines. If Florida State decides they want to go after this guy, there's no shot we get him, since we don't even have a pipeline at all. So Easton Volk is just not a smart use of ours, so I'm going to be eliminating him. Yeah, Emmanuel Asamoah, he is worth, I think, the time. Getting a 6'3 speed rushing D tackle. I always love getting a speed rushing D tackle, so we really had no points into him last week, and we were pretty much neck and neck with Tulane. So I'm going to start sending 25. If I need to send more, I might send more. We just don't know enough about him either to sell anything. All we know is proximity to home, and there still could be 2 or 3 others. So I'm going to try to do friends and family for 1 week. We'll see if we can gain some more motivations for him so that I can start hard selling him, and then I will hard sell him. Even potentially throw him into a week 13 visit with this corner, and potentially even the defensive back, because that would get us a ×3 bonus for these guys. That could be my last decision probably for visits. But looks like some of these other guys, Esteban Virgin, quite the name, but he's going to commit probably next week to us without really having to do anything. Some of these other guys, just because we have that early scholarship on them, jump into first. And I mean, we're just gaining pretty steadily. Shouldn't really have to put any points on really any of these guys until the off season. I might add some more points. Like once these guys all commit, which is going to be here pretty soon, I'm going to start having a surplus of hours, and I'm going to start probably reusing them into scouting, since I just don't have any more 4 or 5 stars I can even go after at this point. All I have are 3 stars, so I'm just going to start scouting all these 3 stars. I had about 80 hours or so left over after I did that, so I ended up scouting some receivers over here. Took some of the guys that were on the board off the board because of their attributes, but some of these guys, they just seem okay. Like, nothing super jumping out at me for either Toby or Matt. We're not really even on the board at this point. We've done an early scholarship and just really aren't gaining any interest really at all in them. So I'm just going to kind of leave the interest. I'm not really worried about adding any points onto them, since I don't imagine either of these guys are gems just because of their stuff. They could potentially be, but if I have some extra hours, I will add them into that. But I'm really trying to focus my scouting at this point on corners. I want to add some more corner depth. And pretty much, unless that gold bar is maxed out all the way, I'm pretty much removing them from the board, because we just need athletes at this point. We need speed back there at defensive back. And I mean, hey, we got Dylan Griggs, so that's fantastic. And then we're going to be getting, hopefully, Tevin Sheets. You know, looking good so far, but Virginia Tech could turn it on at any point. We get both of these guys on this squad, that's going to be a big difference. Getting 2 4 stars in here, that's going to help a lot, especially if we can try to find some gems out of these 3 stars. That'd also help quite a bit. Safeties are looking nice. At least going to get the 1, but hopefully we end up getting the second one as well. And that'll also really help our defensive back list. So looking at our conference standings, I mean, we're still sitting tied with Liberty at 7-0. Liberty's 4-0 in conference play. We're sitting at 3-0 in conference play. And we have just such a good point differential. Like, such an insane point differential. It's crazy. But we just got our 3rd win on the road last week, as we're about to get closer and closer to evening this up. But we're going back home this upcoming week. So we'll look at our team schedule to see what it is. But we will be playing against Middle Tennessee State. I forgot for a second. But yeah, Middle Tennessee State at 11:30 a.m. here in Kennesaw. So make sure you watch that one, because that one's going to be a good game. That could be the game that we get multiple commits, and could be the game that we end up being ranked for the first time in our history. That would be such a huge feat, having such a terrible season last year, already amassing a higher win column this year, no longer a hot seat coach, as we are firmly established as a coach for a long time here at Kennesaw, as we get another win, getting to 7-0. And we just have a couple more matchups here. I mean, it should be, Middle Tennessee is one of our last tough games. Then we have basically 3 teams in a row that have more losses than wins. Jacksonville State, we need to get some revenge against them, as they beat us last year. We need to absolutely take it to them next week after Middle Tennessee. New Mexico State, we did not get a chance to play last year, and then we barely had a real close game. We ended up winning against Louisiana Tech to get our 5th win last year. So we'll see if we can pull another one off, this time at home against them. And then we're going to be going on the road against number 12 Liberty. That's going to be a tough game to end the season, as it's a conference matchup, a potential conference championship rematch a little later on, and a real good game. So definitely still having that game marked on our calendars. But that is going to about end it for this video. So thanks, guys, so much for watching it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. But until then, why don't you watch one of these videos?